All right, I want you to take a moment right now to reimagine your whole relationship with your teen. Imagine getting way beyond anything that's in the way currently and feeling genuinely close and aligned with them again. Imagine sitting happily together and talking openly. Imagine if they actually came to you to hang out for simple, easygoing interaction and low or high-level support and advice perhaps. Picture it and feel what that would be like for you. If they came and sat on your bed in the evening and told you a bit about their day, voluntarily, what's going on for them. Maybe asked you if they could speak to you about something or if you could do something together. What if they hugged you again, spontaneously and naturally? Perhaps for the first time in years. Imagine how that would feel. Imagine if your daily role could be just an easy flow of loving and supporting them. If they showed respect for you and the atmosphere at home was calm and peaceful, they were open to you, nice to you, pleasant to be around. If they were happy to do little things for you, to give back, take responsibility and contribute around the house in simple or significant ways. Now, for those of us that are working hard to motivate and guide our teens, often this can sound like pie in the sky, a fantasy realm that has nothing to do with the dynamics in our family. But everything you've just heard is based on what parents I've worked with have told me directly that they've achieved through the work we've done together in recent years. Telling me that they can't believe it, that their child has come into the parents' bedroom and sat on the end of the bed, chatting freely with them, or asked if they could do something fun together, or hug them again for the first time in a long time. Suddenly, and sometimes literally overnight, their teen's attitude has changed, softened, opened up in a new and really stunning, thrilling, and very touching way. And yes, this has everything to do with motivation and your role in empowering it in your teen. I know because this is what I do and have done for decades now, motivate teenagers as a coach and help parents to support the process too. This is where I've ended up. The foundation for empowering motivation in this day and age as a parent is relationship. I think, in fact I know, I've got something really special to give to you in this 3-part video series. I've been doing this work for a long time now, identifying what teenagers really need, individually and collectively. How I can best support each of them in their own schooling journey and in their own lives and futures. This in turn, to have a happy, engaged and motivated teen, inevitably benefits you, their parents, and the whole family unit. Everyone, in fact, associated with that child, their teachers, their local community and the world. Genuinely, I believe this work goes a long way, starting with this one individual, just one teenager or family if I'm coaching the parents too, and rippling out to many. Transformation in culture, ultimately, that's what I'm committed to, finding the best ways for all of us to support and empower this next generation. I've got lots of ideas about that, but I'm going to keep things fairly tight in respect of your time and the outcome we're wanting to achieve in these 3 videos. How to motivate your teen, turning family frustration into focus, fulfillment and fun. I meet a lot of struggling parents and teens through my work with Young Fire Academy, both in their own ways and of course often related. If you'll excuse actually quite a good pun if there is such a thing. I want to teach you what I've learned from 20 years coaching teens, thinking about each one, trying things out, researching, training, learning from the best I could find to teach me, dedicating myself to getting the best results I can in terms of young adult empowerment, development and success, and parental peace of mind, closeness of relationship with their teen, and overall family harmony. I'm going to share with you what I know to be the case and help you and your children suffer a lot less and love, support and empower each other a lot more on your journey to getting far better results. In terms of everything really. Academic motivation, yes. From my tutoring background, that's what I was focused on. But also more broadly and more recently for me, life satisfaction and flourishing for your teen. That kind of motivation. Relationship harmonization. Motivation for your teen to show up in family life. Simple, healthy and joyful families with driven and happy children. That's what I want. Imagine if right now you could just stop, really forever, the version of the daily stress, worries and conflict that you might be currently experiencing. If you could find a way where everyone in the family is flying, winning, cruising, loving, empowering, If you could find a route for mutual empowerment, a team triumph that makes this parent of teen lifestyle feel like a grand adventure for everyone in the family, with so much more to celebrate together, wouldn't you just do anything to access that? Your relationship with your spouse will improve. Your own work will improve because you won't be still half in that argument with your teen or each other from that morning. You'll earn more perhaps as a consequence. You'll perform better at work. You'll sleep better. Your whole life will in fact dramatically improve if you can make this parenting of your teen situation work, if you can lighten the load and find a way forward. Well, I know we can achieve that far sooner than you may currently believe, so let's get into it. All right, now for many parents the struggles are the same. My teen has become totally disinterested in school. I can't get them to study harder or put more than the bare minimum into their homework. They spend their whole time on their phone. I try and help them find other things to do, other interests, but none of them last. I can't get through to them. They don't go out anymore or do anything other than stay inside online. I don't know how they are. I don't know if everything's all right or not. When I try and say something, they react defensively or aggressively. When they say something, I react. I've kind of lost connection with them, so I can't really guide them. Our house is at best a stalemate, at worst a battleground. What am I supposed to do? These videos are going to tell you, step by step, how to turn any of these situations around. But before we first take that step, let's look at it from the teen's perspective. How are they getting on? School is so boring and it's pointless. I hate this teacher, this subject, that subject. My parents are always on at me, trying to get me to work more or spend less time on my phone. I find them hard to be around and I get so irritated. I just want to spend time with my friends and have fun. Sometimes I'm doom scrolling in my room and I don't even know why. I just want to be able to chill sometimes. I do want to be successful and do better in school, but I just can't motivate myself somehow. It's too hard to keep on top of the work, and then it gets even harder when I don't. I've listened to countless teenagers, maybe as many as 1,000 by now, telling me these things about their lives. And I've developed a skill and way of coaching them that helps them identify, open up, and start speaking about their life issues and eventually their goals. I know a lot by now about what they want and what they don't want in the form of help from another person, whether that be me, you the parent, or their teacher, or anyone else for that matter. One thing I know is that they've all had a lifetime of being told what to do by us all. I often feel like the first person in a teenager's whole life who's really openly asked them what they want and listened deeply and respectfully to all they have to say and suggest. Often I meet them and they're struggling with school. Like I said, they don't get it, they don't want to do the work, it's boring, it's pointless, and they're kind of angry with everyone around them for putting them in this situation in the first place. I come into their lives and I just want to know what they want, what they see, what their solution might be, what their plan is. I'm completely open. Often I'll say something like, would you like to quit? Quit school, I mean. Is that anything you've considered or would want? Just to stop going and do it in some other way or do something else? And they're often completely shocked in a good way. They're like, whoa, total openness. I mean, I'm not sure they've ever experienced that with an adult before. They're not expecting it. Not at all. Now, I'm not trying to encourage them to quit school. Far from it. The exact opposite of this, in fact. I'm working ultimately for them to reveal to themselves all the reasons why they should stay in school, stay and get stuck in, why it's better to in all ways for them, why they should develop a work ethic, why they should play ball, why it is so self-destructive to hide, avoid, pretend they don't care, fight and resist this opportunity, this vehicle for self-development. That's my way of looking at school and explaining school as it is right now for the parents and teens I work with in an empowering light, in spite of all criticism we may all have for our current education system, myself included. I've seen how it plays out with the two main teen approaches to school, getting stuck in, doing the bare minimum, and everything in between. And game, open, bold, and mature participation is better every time for that individual. More fun, more fulfilling, more character building, more dignified, easier, more enriching and more empowering than the other option, which is refusing, digging in, being against it, fighting it, and ultimately self-destructing in it. Now, of course, if they genuinely would be better off quitting school, and you were up for that, home educating or letting them become an entrepreneur age 14, then I will support them and you all the way with that. Absolutely. Love those two options. But they are for the uniquely brave, pioneering and stable families, both parent and teen, and for the very few and far between. Not even 1%, I'd guess. So for pretty much everyone else, everyone I end up working with, we're playing within the system, empowering the journey through conventional schooling or home educating and towards GCSEs, A-levels, university degrees. We're bringing light to it, bringing life to it, bringing meaning and purpose to it, bringing maturity to it, going for immersion in it, not just compliance and hoop jumping, empty grades, really learning, getting to the real meat of the subjects and the real goal of the whole school experience, which is self-development, stepping up in the process, rising to the challenge, realizing your potential, developing passions and loves and interests, creating structures and routines that truly serve to deepen those interests, learning and consolidating healthy habits and standards, self-discipline, commitment, etc., etc. But let's come back to you, your teen and your situation right now. Some of the reasons why they're demotivated might be because few of us find a way to explain why they should do most of the stuff we expect of them. It's not easy as a parent to justify school, to justify household contributions, to justify working hard, spending time together as a family, having a balanced and healthy lifestyle, online and offline, exercising and getting out, not spending too long every day on your phone and social media. They just think we parents are a bunch of miserable dinosaurs jawing on about some previous era's existence, expectations and standards, and to a degree, they might have a point. Now that's an outrageous thing to say, but really the world is changing so rapidly and it's so challenging to try and parent our teen in this day and age, with this education and employment system in place, with the disruption of technology, with the world seemingly in crisis on all fronts. It's easy as a parent to get distressed, angry, disappointed, desperate and sad, faced with all that we can be faced with, right? Same for our teens. What exactly are we all supposed to do? Now, I'm not claiming to be some kind of genius or even much of an expert. There is no single parenting path, miracle cure or silver bullet to all of any one family's problems. However, I do know a lot by now about what works and what doesn't work to motivate, to inspire and to enliven a young person's interest, agency and participation in school and in life. So, listen up. I have witnessed firsthand many transformations, many parents and many teens who've had their relationships and future lives profoundly touched and turned around by the work we've done together. This approach really works, and it can be like a miracle in a way. You know what I said about our kids being controlled, over-schooled and over-parented through the current trend of micromanaging and nagging, always feeling like they're being told what to do and without enough explanation or justification as to why? Well, the opposite of that has proven to work wonders for me in my coaching work and approach, and for the parents I've worked with who've adopted it as well. This is how I and you can dramatically turn things around, break on through with our teens and start to build or rebuild authentic relationships with our teens that serve to empower, motivate, inspire and liberate. The solution, as I want to present it to you today, is simply to stop controlling. Stop micromanaging, stop nagging, stop the war, stop all the petty conflicts and arguments, step right back. To retire from all our efforting and struggling to get them to do whatever it is we think they should be doing. Drop our insistences, injunctions, and projected expectations. Stop trying to make it all happen for them. Stop trying to ensure their progress and success at every stage with the very best intentions, of course. And instead, take a leap of faith into trust, into allowing them to be as they are and to grow into who they are going to become. Enabling them to start making their own decisions, handing over responsibility to them, agreeing with them and supporting them in their approach rather than railroading and correcting them into doing things the way we think they should be done. Letting them fail and therefore learn. It is a leap of faith, and for many of us it is very hard. It's a worrying prospect. It's so against our nature. how we were parented, how we were educated, but maybe somewhere inside of you right now, there's some recognition of the pure truth in this. Look at how you've been approaching it up until now and where it's got you. It's brought you to watch this video, for example. And think about how it's going to continue to play out for you if you keep going as you are. My guess is it's going to probably get worse and worse if you don't change tack and really shake things up in how you're all going about it. A lot of us just feel so responsible, so worried, so frustrated and tense that we fail to hand over. We stay as managers when we should have given up the position by now. We fail to let go. We stay on board when we should have got off the ride. We fail to give them the responsibility. We stay at the wheel and take responsibility from them. And we fail also to even consider any sort of failure for them. And yet nothing will teach our kids better. We all learn so much more from failure than success. So why are we doing all this? We care too much. Not more than previous generations perhaps, but we are sensitive, and many of us closer than ever to our kids. We're too cautious. We've lost the ability to allow risk for our kids, with significant consequences, by the way. We're too mollycoddling. We can't stop protecting and fussing where it's really not needed and not beneficial. In fact, all of this can be corrosive to our teens' empowerment and development. We're too short-sighted. We don't see the long-term cost of this kind of parenting. We're too beguiled by the rat race element of the education system to do well in it, and at every stage, every test, the mocks, and certainly the real thing. We're like a pro sportsman or woman who's just trying way too hard, who just needs to relax and love it again to be brilliant. We have to play the game of tennis or parenting with love and passion, not solely tension and obsessive or excessive application to really excel in it. As parents at the moment, we're bottling it. We keep holding on to apparent safety, madly trying to keep our kids on the right track, fearing so much that they'll come off. And we make our lives and theirs impossible as a result. We deny them opportunity to learn, real life learning, not subject learning now, to fail, to grow, to succeed on their own terms, to realize their own intrinsic motivation and their own drive and purpose beyond ours, beyond convention and societies which many teenagers do not care about. We deny them the opportunity to demonstrate their powers to themselves and to us, to build authentic self-trust and self-leadership, to step towards commitment and responsibility, not away from it. Because we're still running the show. We're still more invested than they are. We're still at the wheel. Now, whatever you think about this, whether there's some part of you that knows already that this is right, this is worth trying, this is something you haven't tried so far, or if you're on the fence about it, not sure, you're really feeling pretty defensive and resistant to the suggestion, what will be blatantly obvious to most of you is that you don't have much to lose. The current results from our current approach of pushing, persuading, insisting, lecturing, clashing, fighting, punishing are not yielding fruit, not on any true level. Their grades are down, they're putting in minimal effort in school and in their homework, your relationships are strained. The more you take their phones away, the more they rebel and demand them back. The less they respect us too. The more we shut off the Wi-Fi, the worse it gets, the angrier they get. The more they'll do anything to find a way to hack back into it, really. Now, I love teenagers. I love teenagers and children in general. They've all been sent to educate us. Of that, there is no doubt. That's why this is such an exquisite opportunity for you and them to grow, to adapt, to collaborate, to concede even, to be humble, to open up. Back to the results of too much control. The more we lecture, the less they listen. Our households now have become hellish, not heavenly. All our efforts, care, diligence, and standards may as well be in vain because it ain't happening. They're not motivated, and we're not, any of us, enjoying family life or getting as much out of school as we could. We're not seeing the results we want to see, nothing like it. Now, the grades and their accolades and achievements are important, don't get me wrong. Every single person I work with, I want them to get the best grades they possibly can. But we also go for so much more. We're in it for so much more. We focus in the Young Fire Academy programs far more broadly than just grades. The grades are the cherry on the top of a done deal, a young adult who knows themselves, feels seen and heard by me and their parents, who's settled and well, set up for life success in a simple way on all fronts, having substance, knowing what they're about, confident, empowered, purposeful, motivated, and just well, and enjoying life, looking forward to their futures, thinking about their futures seriously. Our teens respond to respect and love from us parents, not grief. So it really is time to stop the war, to step back, to hand over, and to support, and just to see what happens. They get so much if they can enjoy time with us, parents, coaches, and I wish it was like this with their teachers too. They are more up for spending time with us rather than fearing or avoiding it. They want to feel listened to, loved and accepted, not lectured at, judged and attacked. They start to develop genuine self-confidence, self-knowledge and autonomy when we drop our inflexible agenda and hand the agenda over to them. They get closer to understanding their life meaning and purpose for being able to move towards it themselves, under their own steam. They start to work and serve, academically and otherwise, in a way that has real substance because it belongs to and is driven by them, by their own choice. Their motivation becomes more intrinsic for being unimposed. They can enjoy some, if not all, of what they learn, and they grow towards, not shrink away from the challenge because they get, in their own experience, why they would do that. So take it from me and borrow my confidence today, born out of so many years of experience, supporting families to make the transition from controlling, coercing, and cajoling to motivate, and move instead into a more open and mutually empowering relationship in the teenage years. We're going to explore together in this video series how we can successfully make this move to soften our parenting styles and approaches, our manic sense of responsibility, full-time jobs as managers on top of our actual jobs if we're working as well, and step into a way of relating that feels immediately so much better, where we're doing a lot less work and, ironically or unexpectedly, achieving much better and more profound results than we were ever going to get from our old paradigm self-defeating parenting efforts. Now in the next video, I'm going to explain why we must prioritize relationship and closeness with our teens above all else to get our teens motivated and engaged in school and in life. You'll see and feel everything improving, not only their grades and life prospects. All of family life will get better through this approach, through this loving, empowering, and empathetic parenting approach, rather than one of stress, conflict, and subtle or overt coercion. There is no forcing a student to study. Take it from me. They'll sit there, but the minute your back is turned, just like there is no forcing a teenager to get out more, be on their phone less, or play happy families when they don't want to, don't understand why they should, or just don't know how to. Because it can easily get like this for all of us. And I'm here to help you give up the struggle, take up a far wiser, more skillful, more dignified, more long-lasting, more impactful, and altogether more pleasing approach by releasing control, stopping the war, so-called, and empowering instead relationship, trust, choice, and fun. Now this isn't the end, this isn't it. It's not so simple just to stop, to step back and leave them to it and everything will be all right. But it is the first major, almighty and essential step for many of us. I'm going to give you the full package, the full solution through this 3-step video series. I want you to relieve yourself of this immense burden as a parent right now and enable yourself to really support your child, yourself and your family towards the real success, love and happiness in family and in life that's possible for you all. I'm thrilled you're here. This is the beginning of an incredible journey knowing each other through this video series and beyond. Please, just for today, leave a comment below the video reflecting the value you've taken from listening. It'll help you, most of all, in your own change and transformation, to reflect on this for a minute or two to yourself and share it here for your own benefit and to support others. Plus, I'd love to hear what your overall takeaway is, what struck you the most from watching. All right, see you for part 2 very soon. Look out for it in your inbox. Much love meantime.